Welcome back to Stock Pot 5, video number 4 in the series. In part 3 we precipitated some gold with sodium metabisulfite, and so now there's still some gold in here. I want to get this knocked loose so that we can get it down into our filter. I'm going to go ahead, I've got a specially prepared filter here. I'm going to filter this stuff out. This is my valuable solution down here. Should have platinum in it. So what we'll do is set this solution aside, and I will collect the solids out of this flask into this filter. You see there's some kind of crystals forming in there. Not quite sure what that is, but now here's the solids in our filter. Looks like gold with some crystals. Don't know what those are. Might be sodium metabisulfite. What we're going to do now is reach down in here, get a little of this solution on a piece of filter paper. Just check and see what it is we've got in this solution with some stannous chloride. I'd say that that's going to be platinum and palladium. We should have all the gold out of here now and just be left with some platinum and palladium. Here you can see I put the test on a piece of paper towel. There's green in there, that indicates palladium, and there's orange in there, that indicates platinum. So what we're going to do now is, this is the main solution we want to work with. This, I'd be tempted to put it in with this, but I'm not gonna. I'll add that to the stock pot. And then this material in here, it looks like gold, and I'll probably melt that up, but I'm not gonna do it in this video because it fills my shop with a bunch of acrid smoke. I'll do that off camera later on. So right now we're gonna get this out of the way. Stock pot, there's a little bit of stuff in here. This will go in the stock pot, and what we're going to do is work with this solution now. Alright, here we go. We're going to process this material, or this solution, according to this test. We've got platinum and palladium in there. So what we'll do is add this to a beaker. Now we're going to use some zinc metal to get this, pull the metals out of this solution in accordance with the reactivity series of metals, zinc being a more reactive metal than platinum and palladium. Those metals will come out of solution onto this zinc, and the zinc will go into solution. It's called cementing the PGMs on zinc. Here we go. Put a couple more pieces in. Reaction is very fast. It ate that zinc up in less than 30 seconds. It's because the solution is highly acidic. That took less than 10 minutes. And I think we've got all that metal out of there. Dip a piece of filter paper in here. Test it with some stannous. And you can see all the platinum and palladium has been cemented out using zinc. This is the stannous test that we did before cementing the metals out with zinc. This is the stannous test that we did after the zinc reaction. So now we've got all this metal cemented out of that solution as a fine black powder so we can process it further. I've got all the precious metals cemented out of the solution. I've got one lone piece of zinc in there. What we're going to do is we're going to transfer this to a smaller beaker now so that it's easier to work with. I got to get that solution off of there. Otherwise it's going to, the metal is a black powder down on the bottom of the beaker. And if I leave it in there, in that solution, it could want to try to go back in solution. So we're going to transfer everything to this beaker right here so we can work with it. Got our lone piece of zinc left in here. Got our metal that we've cemented out on the bottom of this beaker. So now what we'll do, I want to get this solution off of here. It's going to have a little bit of metal in it, but we're going to pour this off back into this large beaker and isolate the metal from this solution. There it is down in there. In the bottom you can see our nice black mixed platinum group metals in powder form. Now let's get some water on this material. Start rinsing all the dissolved zinc off of here. It should settle pretty quickly. There's our metal down on the bottom of the beaker. Let's pour this rinse water off. See our metal in there, looks pretty good. See that? You can see here it's settling out fairly quickly. Those water rinses. got most of the zinc rinsed off here now. This is our black mixed PGM powders. Sit down a little bit. And what we're going to do now is evaporate this water off of here. While I'm waiting for this black material to evaporate, let's see what kind of mass we're going to have in there. While we're doing that, I did not plan on processing this material in this beaker, in this funnel. It does look like gold. So what we'll do, I'm going to put this into this melt dish. Here's the button that we recovered yesterday in part 3. So we've still got a little bit of gold in here. So what we're going to do is take this over to the melt table. And we're going to melt the material in this melt dish. Here's our 2 gold buttons that we recovered from the stock pot. Let's see what we got on a weight for these. Looks like 13.9 grams of gold, probably 95% pure. Almost a half an ounce. Not bad. What I'll do is I'll repurify these, throw them in with my next batch of carat scrap. Here's our mixed black platinum group metals. I've got them dried off completely. I'm going to take them down off the heat and let it cool off so we can get a weight on it. Here's our final tally with the weight of the beaker on here, 178.8. Set this up on the scale. We've got 186.2 minus 178.8. So we got 7.4 grams of mixed black PGM powders in here. Unfortunately, that's not enough to do a complete refining. So we're going to just hang on to this until we do our next stock pot refining. These are the 2 buttons that we recovered from the stock pot. This is the one that we recovered today. 5.8 grams. This is the one we recovered in part 3 yesterday. That's 8.1. So we got a total of 13.9 grams of gold, probably about 95% pure, and 7.4 grams of platinum group metals. This will conclude stock pot number 5 series of videos. I'd like to thank everyone for watching.